Hey guys, welcome back to the live stream. I'm just going to wait for some people to join in and we'll get started. Everyone that's joining me right now, we're going to get started in a moment or two. Just waiting for a few more people to jump in and then we'll get started. Alright, well, what we got here is the JDTOYS JD-11 2 megapixel Wi-Fi drone or quadcopter. This was sent to me by the people at rcmoments.com. They asked me to review this for them. I'm not being paid or sponsored or endorsed. This is just a honest review from an average YouTuber and drone flyer. So I said I'd check it out, let you guys know what I think of it. So we're going to open it up. We're going to see what it comes with. We'll check it out, see how it looks. And probably in about a day or two, as long as the weather cooperates, I'm going to do a flight video showing the performance of it. So today is just going to be an unboxing and we'll just see what it comes with and go over the looks of it. So here's the packaging of it. By the looks of it, I mean, it looks pretty good. So now this is my first live unboxing of a product. I've always done edited reviews, so just bear with me if I stumble a little bit, so I'll try to make the best of it. Don't need that. So this is how it looks. Lily, just take it easy with the comments, okay? I understand you're watching. Alright, we're going to do the drone last. We'll just show everything else it comes with first, so I'm going to put this off to the side. Alright, you obviously got some instructions that come with it. It says Smart Observation Drone, so I don't know if that's another name for this or not, but the one good thing is that it is a detailed instruction manual. Everything's in English. Very easy to read. So it tells you everything you need to know as far as charging the battery, the functions of the controller. Let's see, and this is for the app. It tells you how to find the app and what you need to use to download it. It's the Google Play Store. It shows you the functions on there. It's also in different languages. This app, it's a Wi-Fi Ufo app, it's called. This was used on my last drone, the can't think of the name of that one. It was the Mavic looking drone, but I know a lot of these toy quadcopters use the same app. This is the Wi-Fi Ufo app, and the thing that's cool with this drone is that you can fly it 3 different ways. You can fly it with the controller, you can fly it with the joysticks on the phone, and it also has a gravity sensor where if you just tilt your phone whatever direction, the drone will fly just by maneuvering your phone around. So you have 3 options of flying it, which is pretty cool. Alright, we've got a bag here with, let's see, some miscellaneous stuff. Alright, we got, looks like the charger cable. It's just the USB on one end and the connector on the other. has a little screwdriver, and this will be the phone holder that goes on top of the controller. Let me get everything else out of here. I think that's it, yeah, so box is empty. Alright, you got four spare props, which is good. Comes with 4 on there, so you have an additional set. And this is the landing gear. So it looks like you're going to have a little bit of assembly required when you first get this. Looks like it has 2 push pins and 2 little Phillips head screws. I guess that's what the screwdriver would be for, to help stabilize it. So we'll put those on. Now, without even flying this, I do see my first fly with this. Look at this controller and see what you guys think. See if you notice anything that doesn't look right on here. I'll give you guys a second to check it out. Alright, well, the thing that I noticed is that it's not labeled. Aside from the main controls, which is the up and down, forward, backward, left, right directional triggers on here, everything else is blank. There's 2 buttons on top. You got 2 buttons here, 2 buttons here, and unless you look at the manual or online, you have no clue what they're for. Now, the manual does explain what everything does. I'll show you guys really quick. Right here, it does show what the controls do, but until you memorize all those buttons, you're going to be kind of testing it in the dark, so to speak, because there's quite a few buttons to remember each one does, and some of the buttons actually have dual functions, where one is a quick press, one is a long press, and they'll give you a different functionality depending on how long you press it for. So until you learn what those buttons do, you're going to have probably some errors with that. I'm not a fan of things not being labeled. Even though it's a toy quadcopter, they could have very easily put some lettering on here or anything just to show you what it's for. Now, the thing I do like though is this actually has a nice texture to it. It's not a smooth, slippery plastic. It actually has almost like a felt feel to it, and it's nice and comfortable in the hands. And I believe this just slides right over there. So that was very easy to put on. So it will hold most size phones. So let's see what kind of batteries this takes. It takes 4 AA's. I'm going to pop them in right now. I'm sorry if I'm missing your guys' comments too. I'm kind of looking at the stuff that I'm showing you guys and not paying attention to the comments. So whoever joined me, thanks for coming in today. I think Anthony, I saw you on there. Thanks for stopping in. If you guys do have any questions at all, just ask them as we're going through. I'll try to check back on them. If I miss it, you can leave a comment in the video after it's already posted. But alright, we got power. So 4 AA batteries, that's good to go. Alright, let's get to the more important pieces here. Alright, right here is the 2 megapixel camera. And if you guys can hear this, if you listen, it's actually motorized. And the reason for that is because one of the buttons on the controller will allow you to tilt it up and down a few degrees. And that's, in my eyes, a pretty good function to have on the toy quadcopter. Most of them you have to set manually just by notching it into place, but this one you could move while you're flying it. Now it's not stabilized at all. I mean, it does have these little rubber bumpers on here, but it's not a motorized gimbal at all. It's just a fixed platform. So I'm not assuming it's going to be really smooth footage. It's probably going to be somewhat jello-y. It's only 2 megapixels, but just for the fact that they did offer that, does offer a nice little added feature to this. So again, this will have to be added also. It's a little bit of assembly required, so we'll get that put on there. Now, what you guys have been waiting for. Now, before I say anything, just by looking at this, what's the first thing that comes to mind? If you guys are familiar with drones at all, you probably have a pretty good idea what this looks like. So I'll give you guys a second, see what you guys think. While I'm waiting, I'm gonna put these legs on here. Kyle, you guessed it right. DJI Inspire. That is absolutely correct. Let me get these legs on here and I'll get back to you in a second. Now, I'm not obviously reading the manual, so I don't really need to, but it does explain the manual how to assemble this, but it's very simple. It's just the 2 legs, they screw in. So assembly will take all of 2-3 minutes at the most. Alright, there we go. Now, those of you that guessed DJI Inspire, that is 100% correct, and there's good reason behind that. A lot more drone companies are cloning DJI products, and there's good reason for that. That's because DJI is one of the top leaders in manufacturing of drones. They make quality products, and they're known worldwide, and it's a no-brainer that companies are duplicating their designs. As you noticed, the last drone review I did was that Mavic clone. It was a foldable drone. Obviously, it's not the same build quality and functionality of a DJI quad, but you're also not paying for that price either for those features. So a lot more of them are coming out with Spark-looking drones, Mavics, Inspires. The Sima X8C is a clone of the Phantom. So it's a no-brainer that, you know, companies are duplicating that design. If looks mean a lot to you, then obviously it's going to draw your attention in. It's going to make you probably lean towards purchasing that item so that you have something that resembles a DJI product. Now, again, you're not getting anything close to what DJI makes. This is a toy quadcopter. It's for mainly starters, beginners, you know, sometimes intermediate flyers. There are 3 modes to this, so there's a beginner, intermediate, and expert mode. So depending on your experience, you could give yourself a little more of a challenging flight if you wish, more speed, more pitch to it. But it's definitely a DJI Inspire clone. It's pretty neat looking. I've never seen a drone like this in person except for what an Inspire looks like. It resembles almost like a helicopter as well. And you can tell it has LED lights on all 4 corners. And the inside here, surprisingly enough, is a metal plate. They use metal plating to hold everything together. Now, it's a plastic outer shell, but they have metal on the inside, which is kind of surprising, and which is going to help too. It's a little bit of a weighted down drone. Not heavy, you know, it's not a DJI product, but it is a little bit heavier than a normal, typical toy quadcopter, and it's going to help with fighting in the wind. So it's good that they used you know, some metal fabricating with this. Now for the camera, let's see here. I believe it just slides in and plugs in. So let me get this on here. And there. Now in the front here, there is a little switch, and that is for turning it on and off, obviously. And the two plugs plug into those two ports, and that's what will provide the controls for the camera. So let me plug those in right now. Probably should have plugged these in first before trying to do this. My finger's a little bit too big for this. Hang on here. Troubles of trying to do a live stream and assembly at the same time. Let's see. It only fits one way. Okay, we got one. And the other one here. Alright, so we got both plugs in. You can see they plug into the two ports. And we're just going to lock it into place here. I remember which way this goes. Okay, there we go. A little bit of trouble at first, but I got it now. Just make sure when you have this installed that the wires aren't in front of the camera. But now that it's installed, this is fully assembled, ready to fly. Let's see, battery. Okay. So the battery is in this back door here. And let's see, does it want to come out? It's in there pretty tight. I don't think it's meant to come out to charge it. It has the charging port right here. I'm going to see if there's any power to this. Yeah, we got power actually. So as you can see, it has some multicolor LEDs front and back. And on top, it's pretty neat. You have that little 3Y, I don't know if it's a logo or what it is, but it lights up also. So that's a nice colored feature there. It's not super bright LEDs. It's not going to be great for night flying, but at least will help provide your orientation. Lily, everyone, Lily's Toy Channel is my daughter, in case you're wondering, and she's upstairs watching the live stream, so that's why she's commenting. But Lily, just let everybody watch and take it easy with the comments. So, yeah, that's it. Let's see if we get it bound to the controller here. Not a whole lot of room back here, but the battery will come out, you know, with a little bit of effort, but there, it just seals up. Now, before I turn this on and bind it to the controller, there is another thing I noticed and that I actually did a little research on. There's no slot for a micro SD card. And basically what that means is that the footage is going to record to your phone. And those of you that fly DJI products, Kyle, you probably know this firsthand. When you drop the footage from your phone, when you dump it onto your computer, it's not HD quality. It's going to be fuzzy, not very clear. It's going to be, I believe, 640 quality, not even 720. So it's a 2 megapixel camera, but there's no SD card slot at all. It's all sealed up here. So you have no way to record to a card. It's going to go right to your phone, where you could then upload it directly from your phone or put it on your computer and edit it. So just offhand, based on that fact, it's not going to be great quality footage. It's not supposed to be. It's a toy quadcopter. I know there's some out there that do get some decent footage, but just for the fact that it doesn't have the car slot. I already know firsthand it's not going to be great. So when we do the test flight, I'm not expecting anything impressive from this. The other thing I want to note, let me pull up it on the computer here. rcmoments.com does have this listed for $70.99. Those of you that price quads out there, you know that that's a reasonable price. Again, we haven't seen it fly yet, but $70.99. And once this is posted and on my channel, I'm going to put a coupon code in the description. That way you guys could save a few bucks on it. And once I have the flight footage uploaded, I'll link it to this channel as well. So with that said, let's see if we can get this bound up, see if we get the prop spinning here. The other thing too, I forgot to tell you, the controller, if you can see, it is centered, which means it has altitude hold. So when you let go of the controller, it's going to hover relatively in the same general position that you left it at. So that's another good feature. A lot more of them are coming out with that. When I had my first quad, the C-Max 8C, the stick would go all the way down, and you basically had to keep playing with it to get the height. So altitude hold on a toy quadcopter is going to help beginners. And it's similar to GPS mode, but it's not a GPS quad, but it will help keep its orientation height-wise in space. So let's see here. I think we go down and out. Okay, I think they calibrated the gyros. That's six axis gyros on this, and now it's flashing. So let's see. Got some beeping here. Gotta figure out how to bind this. Give me a second here. Oh! That scared the crap out of me. All right. That literally scared the crap out of me. I thought I was going to cut my hand open. All right, couple things here. Let's see. Okay. This button right here, it's an up-down toggle. That controls the pitch of the camera. So let me hold it up here. Maybe you can see it move. There, you can see it's not a smooth movement. It kind of moves in like little steps, but you definitely can control the pitch of the camera somewhat. So and that's just by holding this button right here. So that's nice that that works. This top right button, the new low noise props to the Mavic. Yeah, they do look like them, but these are just they feel like a very cheap generic plastic. I don't think it's going to be very quiet in the sky. I may be wrong, but once we get up in the air, we'll find out. But this top right button, long pressing it kills the motors. It's like an emergency cutoff switch. So that's pretty neat that it did that. Quick press of this button allows it to do 360 flips. And believe it or not, for the size of this, it is advertised to do 360 rolls. So I think once we have it out on the outside flying it around, we're going to try that. I think that'd be pretty neat to see something of this size doing a 360 flip. But the left button here is going to be for, I believe, headless mode, which if you guys don't know what headless mode is, basically when you activate headless mode, no matter which way you turn the drone, it'll still keep flying the same general direction. So it'll fly same direction no matter which way it's facing. That way it's easy to return it back. I believe long press is return to home, which it doesn't land it. All it does is basically bring it back to where it came from, and then you're in charge of it at that point. Down here, these two buttons are the trim. So if it's drifting, left to right, forward, backwards, you can adjust the trim on it. That I said is the camera pitch. And this one here, let me figure what that one is. Hang on. That is a photograph and video, and what I was told that this button is not functioning for this drone. So even though you can press it, it doesn't. I don't think it's going to activate the camera. I think it has to be activated through the app, the Wi-Fi UFO app. Let me see. Hang on. Let me get the comments back up here. CJ, for a beginner, it's basically depending on what your needs are. If you're looking for something to photograph with, to get some aerial footage or video, if you could afford it, I'd say a DJI product. DJI Phantom 3 Standard is a spectacular drone. It's the first DJI product that I owned. I think they retail right now between $400 to $500. You can find used ones for like around $250, $300. Exploring Nomad, Kyle, he has one right now. He could justify what I'm saying. It's a really a spectacular quad for beginners. It's large, much larger than this, but it's gonna get you what you're looking for. It's obviously a 3-axis gimbal, 2.7K camera, and it has around 18 minutes of flight time, and it has all the DJI functions and features that you would come to expect. I personally upgraded from that and went with the DJI Spark. I'll just show you real quick in comparison. I need to see these comments again. DJI Mavic Platinum. DJI Mavic Platinum, if you could afford that, I say go for it. But at the very minimum, you're dropping $1,000, and that's just for the basic package. If you go for the Fly More package, you're looking at $1,200 to $1,300. Now this is what I have right now. This is the DJI Spark. This is the Fly More combo, which came with the additional battery, the controller, and a different case. I got this case for a review, which is a nice foam insert case. I use this one, but just to compare the size, this is the Spark. Very small, but surprisingly enough, this is heavier than this, just because they use some really strong materials. This feels almost like a brick, but for how small this is, this fights 20-25 mile per hour winds no problem. This flies up to a mile away. This, you might be able to get a couple hundred yards out of it. It's not made for long distance flying. It's just for line of sight, flying in a football field or a baseball field. It's not going to get you long distances. This isn't foldable, but the props do fold up, and like I said, this fits everything in a tiny case. You'd have to make a custom case for this and take the legs off each time to make it fit. So like I said, if you could afford a DJI product, that's my first recommendation. Otherwise, there's drones out there. There's the SEMA X5C or X8C. Those are the X8C is a clone of the Phantom. It's I believe less than $100. It comes with a camera, but people attach GoPros to them to get some better footage. There's the Bugs 2 and Bugs 3 drones out there. They're more sport flyers, and they range, I think, $200 to $300, but they have a really good camera on them. They're fast. They're really reliable. So, I mean, if you're looking for a camera drone, that's what I recommend. There's actually, I have to show you too. There's also drones like these. This is a little nano drone or micro drone. It cost, I think, $15. And this thing is pretty neat. I'll show you. See, it's lit up here. These are pretty fun to have just for inside on a rainy day. Here's one I have too. It's inside the controller. So you take it out, and then you use the controller to fly it. These are on eBay all day for between $10 and $20. They only get about 5 minutes of flight time, but they only take about 5 minutes to charge up. You actually charge it through the controller or through a micro USB cord. But these are fun to fly. These, basically though, you're flying strictly based on skill. There's no altitude hold, no GPS, no cameras with these. Although they do sell these with cameras, this one doesn't have it. It's just for flying around. This one too, you can see it lights up. But these are a lot of fun. They're almost like little Hornets. I'll let you hear it real quick. Somebody doesn't want to go for me, but these are sound like a little bumblebee flying around, and again, these are good for indoors. You don't want to fly it outside because the wind catches hold of this, it's just going to take off. It only weighs a few ounces. So, like I said, depending on what your needs are and what your budget is, that's what you would want to be looking for. Number one, people, will say that there's DJI fanboys out there, but it's for good reason. I mean, their products are top notch. I mean, very seldom do you come across anything wrong with them. If they do, they rectify it. The good thing with DJI also is that they frequently do updates through their app and do firmware updates so that changes can be made to the drone, the camera, the functionality. For example, with the Spark, they did an update that you could use a gesture to start filming in the air. For the gesture mode, that's when you take it off with your hand and you go like this. It'll bring it back to you. You wave to it, it flies away. So it's just for example, but DJI, if you could afford it, go that route. Yeah, unfortunately, fortunately, I never had to deal with DJI customer service. Only one time about the Spark, about getting the flight map to download. I have heard horror stories, but the other thing with DJI too is they have, I forget the name of it, but it's almost like a insurance policy for like a safety package that you could purchase, and basically I think it covers it for, I believe, 2 years. It's transferable also, that anything happens to it, if it falls in the water, if you crash it, anything that you do to it, they'll replace it or repair it, and you're only paying a small cost each month or upfront to cover that. It's almost like a warranty, an extended warranty. So that's a nice feature that DJI also offers. But again, this is the JD-11 2 megapixel quadcopter made by JDTOYS, listed for $70.99 on rcmoments.com. I'll just give you guys one final look at it. Sometime this weekend, if the weather cooperates, I know they're calling for snow, that I will get a test flight out. I believe the battery life is around 8 to 10 minutes, so we'll see if that's accurate or not. And the footage is going to be uploaded from my phone, so it's not going to be very good quality. I already know that, like I said, just based on the fact that there's no micro SD card. So as of right now, just by looking at this, the only downfalls is that the controller is not labeled. It is mostly plastic. It is kind of light, so it's not going to be great in the wind, but again, it has these metal pieces which are going to be help with durability. And the camera, no SD card. So based on those, I mean, if it flies good, I say it's worth the money. Based on looks alone, if you're a fan of DJI products or you want an Inspire looking drone, then this might be for you. There's a lot of other options out there. Amazon, eBay, B&H Photo, they all sell lots of different types of drones. And eBay is a good place to buy from, just because if you pay through PayPal and you get a faulty product or something that's misleading or doesn't work, at least it's covered through PayPal, you'll get your money back. There's a lot of Chinese dealers out there. There's TomTop.com, GearBest.com. Those are all Chinese retailers that sell tons of RC products, and their rates are reasonable. I will say that their prices are reasonable, but you're getting it shipped from China, so it's going to take usually 2 to 3 weeks minimum to receive it. And if something's wrong, you got to ship it back another 2 to 3 weeks. And their customer service is basically non-existent. They don't even have phone numbers for the companies. They have emails, and sometimes they don't even ever get back to you. I had to deal with them one time, and it was a nightmare, and I'll probably never order from them again. So the other thing I want to mention too is rcmoments.com is offering free shipping on this anywhere in the United States. That's another nice feature that they're offering. So if you order it, the coupon code will be in the description below. You'll get free shipping. And most likely, I'm not going to make any promises here, but after I do the flight test and do the final say on this. I'm most likely going to give this away as a giveaway. You guys know a couple months ago I gave away the first drone. That was the Vizio XS809HW. It just came to mind. That was the Mavic clone. I gave that away. One of my subscribers got that for free, just for commenting and liking and subscribing to the channel. So this will be most likely a future giveaway, probably in the next couple weeks. Maybe just in time for Christmas, maybe not. We'll see. And the other thing I want to mention too is tomorrow, most likely, weather permitting, I'm going to be heading to Centralia with my friend Kyle. He's on here as Exploring Nomad, and we're going to head there. He's never been there before. I was there about a year ago with Jeff Grant Media. I did full drone coverage of Centralia. We checked out the abandoned house that was there. I believe it was the mayor's house. Graffiti Highway we flew over, and it's a really cool place. And with the cold weather, we have a better probability of finding some steam coming out of the ground. And if everything lines up correctly with weather and with phone signal, I'm going to try and do a live stream from there. So maybe 2 back-to-back live streams. Again, that's all depending on weather and the signal strength out there. If not, I'll just get some footage with my camera and show you guys, how it looks today. There's not a whole lot to see there now. It's mostly just empty roads. It's a barren town. There's maybe 3-4 houses at the most, a church, a couple cemeteries, and the highlight is Graffiti Highway. It's part of Route 61, and it's all graffitied up, and obviously people keep covering up the pieces, so there's new pieces to see every time you're there. So I'm hoping to get there, without any trouble, and we'll do a live stream from there. And I think Kyle's going to be doing some drone footage for his channel, so you could be on the lookout for that. He's on here again as Exploring Nomad. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this live stream review. Again, it's my first one. If you guys enjoy this, I may do future ones down the road. If not, I'll just do some edited reviews like I've done in the past. But before I go, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them now. And probably 2 to 3 days I will have the flight footage from this out, and you guys can see for yourself how it flies and the lack of quality, so to speak, of the camera. I want to go out there for 5 years before I get to go. Well, tomorrow's your day there, Kyle, so hopefully you guys hopefully it lives up to your expectations. So I'll be just going for another minute or two. If you guys have any other things to say or questions to ask, feel free. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up. I just want to show you guys my shirt, too. It's one of my favorite shirts for Christmas time. And you can see we got our tree up down here in the basement. So, the other thing, too, I mentioned my second channel, PAJ Live. I made an update. I'm not going to continue with that channel right now, just based on the time I don't have to put towards that channel. I dedicated that to be nothing but live streams, but I work full-time overnights, and my free time is on weekends, and most of my free time is dedicated towards making videos for this channel, so I didn't have the time or energy to put towards that. So all future live streams will be on this channel, and maybe down the road I might do something with that. So just in case you guys were wondering why there's no future updates or videos on that channel, that's why. So I'm going to wrap up the video now, again, in a few minutes. Alright, Lily, when we explored the mayor's house in Centralia, we found a VHS tape of all news reports showing the mine fire in Centralia. And I took all the best parts of that video and put it on a video on YouTube. So if you search Centralia mine fire, footage or stuff like that, then you'll be able to find it. It's on my channel. You can search under Centralia playlist. Can't wait to see the new graffiti on the highway. All right, Anthony, thanks a lot, man, for checking in. Yeah, we'll have footage one way or another, whether it's a live stream or some edited footage from Graffiti Highway. But yeah, if you go to my playlist, click on Centralia playlist, and I have my videos from there, including the tape that has some old news footage from, I believe it's from the 70s through the 80s, up through the 90s, of when people had to leave, showing some of the fire burning under the ground. So it's pretty neat to see that. But alright, that's it for today, guys. hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Check out the comment section, check out the description below for that coupon code. The flight footage will be out in a couple days. And if you guys want to see future reviews done like this live, let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I'll just go back to my regular format. But I just wanted to try something new and see if you guys enjoyed it or not. So if I don't talk to you guys, have a Merry Christmas, have a Happy New Year, and be on the lookout for new videos. I'll see you guys soon.